Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Najwa. I'm so happy you're here. If you are new here, please stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell. So you know whenever I post a video, I'm like freestyling at this point. I'm singing for you. I'm singing for you. Please hit the subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, you know whenever I post a video, you can join our little growing community here. We talk about all types of stuff here, all of my random thoughts throughout the day, seeing the craziness that's happening across politics, news, celebrities, pop culture, learning, education, all of it. So please, I would love to have you guys join. Guys, Britney Spears. You guys know I love Britney Spears. I'm so team Britney. And I was also really team Britney and Sam. I was really team Britney and Sam. I actually have been one of their biggest, most staunch advocates, because if you are a Britney fan, if you're a Free Britney fan and you've been around for a while, within the community there are actually a lot of people who have doubted Sam from the very first day, from day one. They have seen him as a grifter. They have said really mean things about them on social media, whether it be overt or whether it be kind of like, shady. They have come after their marriage. There's lots of TikTok, investigators, internet sleuths who've done these kind of Indiana Jones investigations into them. There are people who think that, Jamie Spears paid Sam to be her husband. But for me, Americans just seem like they don't travel very much sometimes. I don't want to generalize, but Sam is Iranian. And, as someone who's married to a Portuguese guy, I know that, sometimes when my husband is talking, this European man, when he's talking to my American family members and friends, I can just see me as a little fly on the wall, looking at the person that I love, and the people who I grew up with talking. It's like they're two different species or something, man. I'm like, he is more quiet and reserved. That's just the cultural thing that happens when two people in an interracial or intercultural, multicultural marriage come together. That's the one thing. The other thing, I have since said, if you guys didn't see my video about Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky, keep social media up out of your marriage, check it out, because there's also this other element of how social media has grown into this social media monster that feels like it needs to be up in every single body's nutty butter, up in everybody's marriage, up in everybody's business. And it's literally like, I know social media, I'm like, remix. I know social media is a combination of a bunch of different people, but when it comes to Britney's fans, it sometimes seems like it forms just like this blobby monster that's is thinking on its own. And if one Britney Spears influencer says something about her, every other Britney Spears influencer says something about her. And the worst thing is that they try to wrap it up in sarcasm and shade it. If Sam is really there for her, that's great. I support everything that Britney does. But, it's like that thing. It's like, just get out of people's marriage. Just get out of people's marriage. So I've long been from that place. And when I look at Sam, he seems like someone who is very much into honor and chivalry. He's probably kind of a meat and potatoes guy in comparison to Britney. And that's really a cultural thing. I know it from having friends. I had one friend from Iran. It was a woman. But I also know from having North African friends, having friends from Europe, having friends from Africa. America is not this one, it's not the only universe in the world. There are people with different cultures. When I look at Sam, I didn't see someone who was a grifter. I just saw someone who wasn't going to be documenting every single part of his life on social media. And I feel like that's what a lot of people wanted Sam and Britney to do. Okay? The second thing, I love Britney. I love her. I love her so much. I feel like she's been through so much, I feel like this is someone who has been through so much. She has taken so much gaslighting, so much misogyny. The fact that her family, her dad, the industry just felt like that they could put their hand quite literally up her and just kind of move her around like a puppet and make her do whatever they wanted, and she's still here. That right there is the definition of a survivor to me. Like, she's right for me. Britney is right up there for me with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. She's up there with Serena Williams with me. She is someone who made it through, right? The thing is that her posts online do concern me. I actually think that, how do I want to phrase this? It's actually not the element of her dancing around half naked or anything like that. We see so much worse on social media these days. And Britney Spears, as I've said in other videos, is an artist. If the girl wants to dance, let her dance. That's really not what bothers me or worries me. The fact that Britney Spears, when I look into her eyes and I just see something is not there, I just see this sort of blankness there, and I know that that's like not much to go off of, but that right there worries me, okay? And then the next thing is that I feel like Britney puts far too much cadence on what people on social media, on her Instagram, think. Like, if I would be okay with her. I hope I'm verbalizing this really well, because I've said in other videos, I think she should be given the freedom to dance around in her house on Instagram if she wants to. There's so many people doing that on Instagram, on TikTok. It doesn't matter what age she is. She's an artist, she's a dancer, she's a performer, and she should be able to do that. So this is not my problem. But I think she puts a lot of cadence into what the responses are on Instagram. The things in the messages, the things in the comments and things like that. And I think she carries that on her shoulders. Now, there are some people who are like me who support Britney and they want to just like cheer her on, If she was a little off with a dance move, okay, whatevs. If she had a little smudge on her makeup, whatevs. It's not up to us to just attack someone, to antagonize someone. Why would I go and do that about some people that I care? But like I said, there are some subset of Britney Spears fans who on the surface of it seem to care about her, but beyond that, they are the ones who were saying the most terrible, terrible things about her, acting like she is just some crazy, unhinged baboon dancing like some crack whore in Vegas, when I don't see that. I don't see that. So I think that she buys a lot into the hate that trolls send her in the comments and in the messages on Instagram. And when that happens, like, I really want Britney Spears to see how much of a boss bitch she is. And it's not something that she has to say. It's not something that she has to show. It's just something that is her. It's already there. And I think when she got out of her conservatorship, for some reason, she thought that that boss bitch status would come from other people. Like, she needed other people to let her know that that's what she was. But she doesn't. Like, she's so strong. She's a survivor. Despite everything she's been through, she's maintained who she is. One of the best examples is her Southern accent. She's been living in Hollywood in that life for so long, but the Southern accent isn't gone. Think about how many people get to Hollywood and everything changes. Their accent changes, their style and clothes. Britney has managed to hang on to who she is at the core. And it was like fighting tooth and nail to get that. But at the same time, she hangs on every word of people who don't have her best interest at heart. So, with Sam, the question that I ask myself with that insight is, did she have some people coming into her life, putting things in her ear about her marriage? And did she in turn go and bring that negativity back into her marriage? Because for me, when I look at Sam's interviews with TMZ, his commitment to wanting to protect Britney, he always, like, every single thing that he did, I never once saw him throw Britney under the bus. Not once. it was always like he wanted to protect her. That was what I saw. I saw a gentleman. But I'm just wondering if people said, and this is a thing with this narcissistic world that we live in. Some people, I mean, Britney might be so naive to think that people aren't like this, but even some people who are close to you, your best gays and fans on Instagram and all of that stuff, they could want to destroy you. They can want to destroy you just because they see you happy. And you think, the way that they pose it, you think that they're on your side. So that was the second point. I just, same advice for Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky. Like, don't live your marriage out based upon the public and trolls on Instagram. They should not be controlling how you feel about your significant other. The third thing, and I hope with that being said, I hope that they pull, I'm going to go ahead and be honest. I'm going to be real honest with you. I hope that they pull a Cam Zolciak and Croy Bierman move and go to church and get back together. I really do. But, who knows what's going on there? It's probably also an interreligious, interfaith relationship, and I know that adds a whole nother host of problems, but either way, like, even if it's not church, go have a sit down and see what you can do here. That brings me to the third point. At this crucial time on Britney's mental health journey, I do not think it was a smart move to just cut off with her biggest outlet of support in such haste. And Sam strikes me as a person who is probably going to love Britney for the rest of his life. He's probably going to be that person. It's like if you kick a dog around enough and tell them that they're crap and tell them to shut up, they'll lose their will to run around the yard. They'll stop, wanting to have their belly pet. They just will kind of whimper and cry all the time, and I just feel like I can't imagine what the poor guy went through. I know that he was her biggest source of support, and I'm glad that she is turning to friends and family, but I just know that those superficialities of Hollywood and fame and money, I know she's working on her book, so to me that tells me that she's also surrounding herself probably with a lot of people who, for all intents and purposes, are probably very superficial, probably very advantageous, to a certain level. And it has bad influences written all over it, Does anybody else feel that? I just feel like this wasn't a good move. I know I'm not going to have the popular opinion here, but it's just what I felt. Like, listen to the difference of their statements. Listen to the difference of their statements about this thing, right? So this is what Britney said. She said, as everyone knows, Hassam and I are no longer together. 6 years is a long time to be with someone. So I'm a little shocked, but I'm not here to explain why, because it's honestly nobody's business. But I couldn't take the pain anymore, honestly. In some sort of telepathic way, I have been receiving so many messages that melt my heart from friends, and I thank you. I've been playing it strong for way too long, and my Instagram may seem perfect, but it's far from reality, and I think we all know that. I would love to show my emotions and tears on how I really feel, but for some reason, I have always had to hide my weaknesses. I will be as strong as I can and do my best, and I'm actually doing pretty damn good. Anyways, have a good day. And don't forget to smile. Now, what that says to me is, it wasn't Sam that was causing those issues, baby girl. It's your mental health journey. It's you being on your bad BITCH game. Like, stop worrying about Instagram so much and take care of yourself. I don't know. I guess there's no other way for me to say this. And I think, honestly, Britney Spears is one of the celebrities who, she's been in the public eye since she was, like, a kid. You guys remember, like, Disney Clubhouse, right? a lot of times, not all the times, but a lot of times when that's the case, I feel like, you know, people miss a crucial part of development. Take going to university when you're 18 years old, for example. Going to university is not just about going to classes. It's not just about reading books. It's not learning how to create a citation correctly. It's not about doing a research paper correctly. It's not about getting a diploma. That's part of it, but that's not the only thing it's about. It's this crucial period where you first learn to be resilient. It's where you learn to be independent of your parents. It's where you learn about being around other people and maintaining who you are, being able to hold on to your sense of self while being around all of these other people. A lot of times, certain celebrities who have been in the public eye since they're kids, they don't even get that experience to go to university. You know, to just be able to go to a grocery store and have nobody know you. I remember so many times in university, we would go to the grocery store in our pajamas. You know, so many celebrities who've never had the chance to do that, you know. Never having the chance to go and get an education also, I feel like has some development on your emotional intelligence. I mean, your intellectual intelligence gets increased, and I feel like people who have some sort of post-secondary degree, like a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, etc., they usually have a better mental health situation going on. But it's not just that, it's also the emotional intelligence. It's knowing how to respond to stress and to anxiety. Those are parts of the things that crucial moments, like, you know, going to university, joining some different clubs, playing sports, etc., the basic normal things of adolescence and young adulthood that Britney Spears just did not get to do. And even though Sam is in the public eye, he did get to do those things. So, yeah, when I hear her speak sometimes, it just sounds like a teenage girl is speaking. Like, the listen to the tone of that post. Would it surprise, okay, let me put it like this. Would it surprise you if a 14-year-old girl wrote that post? Like, would it surprise you if a 14-year-old girl, like, broke up with her boyfriend and wrote that post? No, it wouldn't. It basically would be the exact same dynamic. So we saw Kim Kardashian go to school after such a long time, right? We've seen different celebrities go and get their degree and stuff after being adults, being in the public eye, having lots of money. I would recommend for Britney to do the exact same thing. I really would. You know, I'm reminded of my best friends' parents, you know, like, really, in the community that I grew up in, they were absolutely exemplary of just, like, that power couple. Like, just really, really successful, not like super duper rich or anything, but successful. They owned a small catering business together. They worked really well together. They go hiking together, take their dog, you know, to the beach and stuff. And just, she's kind of bossy, and, you know, he's really laid back, kind of like this older hippie type thing going on. They both were big bookworms, you know, talking about books and films and documentaries together and stuff. And, you know, just basically my best friend and everybody and myself, everyone who knew them thought, oh, they're going to be together forever. And they ended up separating for some time. And it took everybody by surprise. Like, everybody. And, you know, the mom moved into a little flat and stuff. Long story short, I don't want to put their business out there too much. But basically, long story short, they came back together. And in that time, you know, my friend's mom sort of just came into herself. And this is a middle-aged woman, and she came into herself. My mom went through something similar too. Like, and my best friend's parents ended up getting back together, you know. And it was like, I feel like they got to that place because my best friend's mom found herself again. You know, she found herself again. She had rediscovered her religion. I'm pretty sure there are other elements of her rediscovering herself, you know, into intellectual things like books and other interests or languages or whatever it might be. But she discovered some things about herself, and she brought that richness back to her relationship. I think that Britney has spent so long entertaining us and spinning around for us and twirling around for us. I feel like it's time for her to kind of do those things maybe that she missed when she was like a 17 or 18-year-old girl. Go and study some different religions and see if something stands out to you, you know. Go to university. Join some clubs and organizations. And yes, there will be that first phase of like, oh my God, it's Britney Spears. But eventually people get over that. They really do. And they just see you as a normal human being, because at the end of the day, that's what she is. But I feel like she's got some self-introspection and maturing to do, even though she's a like 42-year-old woman, or 40. I think she's 40. She's got some introspection to do. So listen to this in comparison. This is what Sam said. He said, after 6 years of love and commitment to each other, my wife and I have declined our journey together. We will hold on to the love and respect we have for each other, and I wish her the best always. SHIT happens. Asking for privacy seems ridiculous, so I will just ask that everyone, including media, to be kind and thoughtful. I really like this guy, and I hope, okay, I'm real candid with y'all. Like I said, I hope that they're both able to walk away, do some self-introspection, do some self-growth, and come back and have just one more, or two more, or three more, or maybe even about 10, 15 more. Doesn't matter. But some more conversation and see, is this really what we want to do? Do we really want to walk away from this? Okay? And if at the end of that, they really, really want to walk away from it, great. But if there's some desire to hang on to it, I think maybe they need to both turn off social media for some time, or just avoid looking at all the comments, the messages and stuff, and maybe post a little bit less and focus only on themselves growing as individuals and their relationship and a very small circle of mutual friends and family. I don't know that that's going to happen, but that would be my wish. But y'all, I want to know what you think. Put it in the comments. Let me know. And if you are new to this channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. Hit that bell. That way you know whenever I post a video. And I will see you guys next time.